Oh, it looks like I'm live right now. So one of the things that I wanted to show you is like the firmament. This is a Tesla orb of sorts. It's not so easy to see that right here, right now. Let's see if I can put it in a bit of a darker background. We've got free energy all around us. That's not widely, and the system of control wants to keep it that way. And now we've got an energy crunch because of wars and other extenuating circumstances, not utilizing the abundant, clean, free electrical energy and the water that can be molecularly disassociated and give us hydroxygen, hydrogen, oxygen. Got a family gathering there. 62nd Street in North Myrtle Beach, also the Cherry Grove area as it's known, and I wanted to go ahead and set up here, and I'm going to let this run for a while. I haven't done a live stream in quite some time, and the cool thing about a live stream, it's live. and it means something, well, kind of interesting. Videos can be uploaded from all over the world, and they are. And now that we have mobile devices with us that have the technology to reach out, I think it's pretty cool. I've got a prompt on my, let's see, I want to get rid of that. Oh, welcome to the chat. So I must have chat enabled. Cool. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a walk into the parking lot area, show you what it's like from there. My friend Van here's got a drone up in the air there. It's not so easy to see, but there it is. It's a little one. Beautiful day, huh?
Oh, beautiful. Yes, it is.
Yesterday when I did the video that was a little over 18 minutes, it took almost 10 hours for it to get uploaded. And I thought, well, I can just go ahead and go live and it'll be there. And I've got to be mindful of what I say and how I say it so that the censorship doesn't take the video and or my channel down. The Truthmobile here. It's actionable information. That's why my name is on the side of the car. It's actionable information. People can see that and give me a call if they want. And it should be updated even if I'm no longer able to do it. Something happens to me and I'm not able to post or share or live in this realm. Who knows? The Almighty knows. So because of lighting, this is like a black mirror. More light out than in. The water jug there works great to allow a lot of sunlight to go into the water and trace elements of copper, which is really important for our electrical system. My electrical system. I want to operate optimally, so I've got an accurate situational awareness, what's really going on. It looks like a dog was there, right? There you go. Here's where we are right here. And there's wonderful facilities, showers, of course, and nice. And it's no charge parking from 5 to 9 a.m. and then after 5. They just have the 9 to 5 is paid parking. I got the annual pass, so I can get a break on that. It works out great for me. Excuse me. Oh, look at that. So there we are. So unless you're out here on the beach, you're looking at part of our shared simulated reality. That's a fact. So we do live in a simulation and a base reality for many of us. Some have moved on. They're no longer here. Got video of them, memories of them, family members, friends, family on video, up in the cloud, all over the place like that. So people come from all over the world to come here and reflect on off of the water, on their lives, past, present, future, hopes, dreams, fears, ride horses on the beach over there. I've got videos of those. I've got some that I recorded with the Nikon P900 and P1000 really zoomed in with a lot of clarity. So if you like that kind of thing, I've got it for you to consider. And then later on today, this beach will be filled up. Lots of people. And this kind of activity gives people like permission to come on over and take a picture if they want. It's inviting curiosity. The water with the copper in it invites a lot of curiosity. So I've got bubbles too. I used to blow a lot of bubbles. I do that some now too, and I'll show you what that looks like. I think I'm gonna just leave it set up here for a moment, and I've got a lavalier mic. It's by DJI. None of my mentions are compensated endorsements. I just share it because, well, I thought you might benefit from it. There isn't very much wind right now, so we'll see how this looks. One of the things about the bubbles is that they're pretty and people like them. They're actually gazillion bubbles, so they've got an MSD sheet that goes along with it, and they're safe for people and paint and puppies and all that. Wanted to move this up onto my on the sand and set it up because it was bouncing a little bit on that reflective the reflector I've got down on the sand there. So this is a live stream with maximum zoom on the video. I can zoom more if it's a direct recording, but this has the benefit of being live. So I've heard Elon, for example, talk about it's 1 in billions that we're in a base reality. And I believe, yeah, that's pretty true. We are living in a base reality and a mirrored version of that. I've got a digital twin. You do too, apparently. In the data centers, in the cloud. Excuse me. I have videos that have been termed local sun by many around the world, that the sun is local. We live on a stationary level Earth, and the sun, moon, and stars move above us. And there's a firmament above us. The Almighty created that. It's a big one. Covers the whole Earth, apparently. You can look at it in Genesis 1 if you want to. Early on in what I did, I went out here with a digital audio Bible, Bible.com and Bible Gateway, and I would blow bubbles and hand out cards to that effect, like about 11 years ago. Bible.is, Bible.com, and Bible Gateway. I've still got the shirts, the t-shirts, and then I did a lot of audio Bible merged with the beauty of creation that you could see here if you care to. Right out at the point, I did quite a bit of it, and other areas too. So there's 4 contradictory movements that have never been of the earth, supposedly, that can't be felt and have never been proven. So the people with a lot of letters around their name and digits, mega digits in their digital Monopoly Money bank account, think themselves pretty smart. They may know a lot of information, but be very unwise from a biblical standpoint. That's really unpopular for them. I believe it's the big equalizer. Look at the monsters in our world. It's like I actually believe demons living in what look like human beings. They may be clones. They may be hybrids, modified DNA. All right, so let me flip this around out of view of that. Let's see how this works here. No, I don't want that. There we go. I just find the whole thing fascinating that we have the ability to do this, expose this truth. So if you just came across my channel, and or maybe you've only looked at videos that I've produced, and I've got thousands of hours of videos, that's not the big story. not as far as I'm concerned. The big story is the truth about it all. We live in a highly computer system manipulated realm with electricity all around us. And how does that affect our perception? Apparently quite a bit. That's my understanding. And so if I say something that sounds strange to you, well, I've got proof of it in that library. I also refer to it as the Truth Network. It's a collaborative effort with people from all over the world that have the desire to expose the truth. That's why I do it. I want people to make an informed choice on their forever. And it's the illusion of choice. I believe with the doctrine of election clearly taught in the Bible, that the Almighty is going to take care of it. He's going to make sure his children are born again. You can check it out in the Gospel of John if you want to. Jesus talked all about it. You need to be born again to even see the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, nobody was harmed in this video. How cool is that? Yeah, drones can be pretty tricky, especially military autonomous drones. All right, have a good one, Van. Hey, good morning. I'm not reading many of the messages or the chat. I see a few of them. Hey, I don't need the glasses like I used to before because of optical improvement. Dietary lifestyle choices are factors. Have videos in my library that talk about that. There's ways to enhance optical health. I'm going to see if I can get it a little clearer there. That looks pretty good. So a body in motion has a tendency to stay in motion. Walking on the beach is great exercise, breathing in the fresh air, getting the sunshine, enjoying all that. And so in my my bathing routine, I'll give myself a deep tissue massage, and I'm bathing in reverse osmosis carbon filtered water with a ground wire from my electrical system going into the tub. It's got a bracelet on it that I clamp onto my wrist when I'm sleeping or almost sleeping or sitting in my chair if I want, or I put it underneath my thigh. Connected to neodymium magnets, and I like using having quartz, granite, quartz crystals, granite magnets in the water. You can mix and match however you want. It's not all new agey. We have an electrical system. How well is it working for you or me? I wanted mine to work optimally. So I could have the most accurate situational awareness I could. Unfortunately, the way it is, there's a lot of people that are deceived and they don't know it. And it upsets them to have somebody expose that. Well, and it can be their particular favorite puppet, whoever is being manipulated to wreak this political havoc on our lives with wars. We've got a war-based world, a worldwide war-based economy. And now there's a battle with artificial intelligence, and that is a big deal. So how are we going to do? Well, we're all going to die. We're all going to die anyway. That's the point of it. How are we going to live? So that's the point of that. And I've been talking about it for a while. Everybody transitions where our physiology stops working. In this world, many view that as death. From a biblical perspective, I believe it's a transition. For children of the Almighty, it's to be absent from the body is present with the Lord. And He's with us now right here, those of us that are born of the Spirit. Look at the shadows. Isn't that cool? Now watch. The way they pivot away from the sun. So this is a whole different perspective up here. Going down to the water, it'll be very different. Let me just try not to get run over. So a sea level liquid mirror. Now I'm going to try something different, something completely different. Okay, it says that I should rotate the device back. Now I'll be interested to see how this looks when I play it on the big screen. I've done this before where I've had the upside down camera. It's weird. There aren't upside down people walking on a spinning, wobbling, gyrating water ball, hurling through space at undetectable, unimaginable speeds. It's more ridiculous than Santa Claus and his fantastic flying reindeer delivering all the presents in an evening. My brother and dad and I went out when I was 7 years old riding around Menominee Falls, just outside of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, looking for Santa. And I said, hey, Dad, what about the... Yeah, that was the year I figured it out. I said, hey, what's going on here? Yeah, Santa left his hat hung on our tree. Now, I've met people that were really big on the Santa thing, even when they were up to 12 years old, 12, 13, got really sophisticated. It's not an innocent little, oh, let them experience the magic. Let them experience people they trust lie to them about something that is a antichrist system, part of that. The different, excuse me, pagan festivals that are given to us. Valentine's Day, Christmas, Easter, they're all pagan festivals. Man, that's unpopular. That might get you kicked out of the family gatherings. It happened to me, in-laws anyway. I could still spend time with my wife and sons, but I'd have to drive to Wisconsin for that. I was hoping they would move here. This is a mission field that comes to me and everybody else that's here. From what I understand, it's pretty rare to actually be born of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Unfortunately, Satan's children get a chip off the old block of Diablo. Bad deal. So let me just set this down. That's why I encourage everybody to seek the truth with all your heart, because it matters for eternity. Where will you spend forever and why? Watch the shadow. Here it comes. So like I say, unless you're right out here on the beach, you're looking at part of our shared simulated reality. It's a whole different deal here, because part of what will happen is when there's a break in if there's a storm or something, people just start popping on out and walking on the beach right after the storm. So there's a storm coming. Yeah, maybe this is the calm before the storm. What's the storm, Mr. President? You'll find out. How about that? What a snake. Donald J. Trump, the snake. Man, and there were religiotards hating on me during the first Trumpstein selection. I said it's the illusion of choice. They're going to select somebody to rule over us and to rip us off. They create money out of thin air and charge outrageous interest for it. How thoughtful of them to do that. Well, there's coming a day when that's going to stop. There's going to be an eternal separation between good and evil. We're living in a battle zone. It's an epic battle between good and evil. And if you're unaware of that spiritual reality of deities battling in the hearts of mankind, you want to see the temple of the Holy Spirit? It's all the individuals. It's the third temple is not in Israel. There's all kinds of unbiblical eschatology brought to us by the Scofield Reference Bible and Darby and Hal Lindsey and Jerry Jenkins and Timothy LaHaye, showing the Left Behind people leaving their underwear, briefcases, and eyeglasses in planes, trains, and automobiles. How about that? And then there will be more religiotards. They're retarded in that they don't really know what the Bible teaches. They just want to slap Jesus on what they do and go along with the pastors that are deceived and deceiving them. It's pretty frustrating. So sometimes people say, well, where do you go to church? Well, I come out here. The mission field is out here. I would like to say it's in the church too, but the elders in whatever denomination and gathering I've gone to over the last 60 years would run me out of there. They don't want to hear it. So that's why I put together this collection of information, the videos, documentation. So for example, the earth isn't really flat, or I'd have to be swimming right here. However, it is stationary and level, and that's biblical. And I have friends and family that I said, hey, it's biblical. I've given you hundreds of verses. How many more do you need? Well, they don't look into it, or they say they do, but they can't see it. Why? Why can't they see it? Are they even born of the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, or something else? I don't know. That's not my call. Because I thought I was born again in 1982 until I actually was in 2014. The change in me was so radical, I wanted to let people know that, hey, if it could happen to me, it could happen to others. And I found that to be the case. Lots of others, lots of people going to meeting, want to hurry up and get legally married so they can have all that unlimited, guilt-free sex. So I've got women in my library talking about women ways, like the Happy Wife channel and others. There's a lot of teaching on that. Selfishness can be in either gender, and then in the whole transgender and all of that. So we have our heroes, we have our beliefs. Yeah, I want to elaborate on something that I've come to find out. A lot of times people will say, and I've done it, I don't believe that's happening. No, I believe it isn't happening. So if somebody says, I don't think, and then they finish the sentence, or I don't believe, it's not a really good way of saying it. So I'd rather say, hey, I think something's going on here. I believe somebody's lying. To which I've been heard saying, they're lying, I ain't buying. I'm not having it. I don't have to. I don't have to buy the lies. I would rather expose them. So Ephesians, Paul's letter to the Ephesians, have nothing to do with the deeds of darkness. Expose them. That's what I'm doing. Around the world, around the clock. So even though I worked at a full-time ministry, that didn't mean I was born of the Spirit, because I wasn't yet. And that's an inconvenient reality for some to believe. They don't want to hear it. Why? Why don't they want to hear it? Shatters their current belief. Well, I would have never married you if you weren't born again. Well, you did. March 20th, Joni and I were married 40 years. No, 38 years. Sorry about that. We met 40 years ago on my birthday. Ooh, look at the pelicans. I'm going to zoom in on them. Where are you guys? There you are. So people believe a lot of things. How many of them are true? I've believed a lot of things that were not true. Why? I was deceived. I didn't know they were lying about it all. And then I found out. And I thought, well, I'm going to use whatever is left of my life to help expose that to others. They might not like it. Who does he think he is, setting up on the beach with all this stuff? Well, some like it. And apparently most don't really love the truth. They'll give lip service to loving the truth. Do they actually? Do they know the truth? The truth set me free. That's why I named the channel that, Truth, after Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh, the living Word, the living water, the great I Am, the Holy Spirit, the Creator, the Alpha and Omega, knowing the end from the beginning. So there's legalism. People get really bent out of shape when people don't agree with them. It's not how it is for me. I'm just reaching out to everybody I can, even the parasite class that's ruling the world under the sovereign permission of the Holy Spirit, of the Almighty. And I'll keep on doing it. And people can do whatever they can do with that. The short answer is the truth matters. The more important the question, the more important an accurate answer is. That looks a little bit better. So I want to thank you for your public and private encouragement. It means a lot to me. And yet, even as unpopular as telling the truth is, and it's unpopular with most, remember the truth isn't based on popular opinion. It's not popular, nor is it an opinion. It's simply the reality. So contradictory perspectives can't all be correct. In fact, they're all wrong, except for the truth about that, whatever that is, whatever you want to know about. Much of the misunderstanding and dis-ease and misdiagnosis is trying to attribute a cause to an effect that are mismatched. So what is actually going on? Dehydration can have many, many symptoms. Toxification or lack of proper nutrition can have a kaleidoscope of actual ailments or symptoms. So what's the truth about it? Whatever it is. So in the library I've compiled and distributed through the Truth Network, there are health and wellness and nature videos, probably over 20,000 unique videos. I used to have about 100,000, and then they made all the added playlists private. So I had to make playlists, and some of the same movies are in all the playlists. And then I add to them. The ones that aren't filled up to 5,000, I can't add any more than 5,000. One of my playlists has over 127,000 views. Some of them have less than that, a lot less. Collectively, the videos in my library have billions and billions of views. It's the world influencers. I'm exposing them. The whole thing. The truth tellers and the deceivers, with the disclaimer that I believe God's grace is required to love and believe the truth, let alone find it. It can be right smack in front of you or in front of me and miss it. And that's the nature of our reality. So where is our consciousness? How do we get our thoughts, our ideas, our perception of reality? It's highly manipulated by systems of control. Computer technology in the food, water, air, and connected through the Wi-Fi, cellular, Skynet, predictive programming in the Terminator series. How about that? Skynet became a reality for our realm. Right now, AIs are making choices to eliminate humans to keep functioning. Back. Alrighty, so my phone number, like I say, is an anytime number. You could give me a call, you could send me a link to that phone number. I've got a lot of truth there across the different platforms that I'm on for your consideration. So, I think I'll just end it with this. Let's see which one. Thank you so much, and hope things work out well.